How do you get people to see that? Because, I've had a lot of conversations offline with friends of mine, and, Black people in America see this happen, another act of police violence, another scenario of rioting like we saw in Watts in 65, Rodney King in 92, and again, and they're like, I'm angry. And it seems like a systemic issue of, police racism. How do you get someone like that to step out of the anger and emotion and try to look at it from this perspective that you're bringing? Because they have a right to be angry, and that, like you said, they're actually potentially playing into someone else's agenda.
Well, what if people don't want to be scammed? First of all, they have to get informed, and they have to stop getting all their perceptions from the mainstream media. Because you look at the what we might call the conservative or political right, what you might call the moderate political right, and you look at the woke mentality, and they may be at odds with each other, but overwhelmingly they're getting their information from the same mainstream sources. They're just seeing that information in a different way. When you step back from mainstream sources and you look at alternative sources where narratives are being questioned instead of parroted and repeated, then you can start to see how the dots connect. You see, it's not what is happening that is the point of revelatory understanding. It's why it's happening. It's context. Yes, this is happening, okay, and if you react only on the basis of this is happening, then you can get sucked in and start behaving in ways that the authorities and the cult behind the authorities want you to act. But if you stop and you ask, why is this happening? Then you can start to get context. See, what's missing is context. The mainstream media will tell you that something's happening. They'll put their own spin on it, of course, but they'll tell you that something's happening. But they won't tell you accurately, unbiasedly, why it's happening. So when I have this phrase, know the outcome and you'll see the journey. If you don't know where the world's being taken and who by, and the techniques of manipulation that take us there, then the world is a random place. You look at a newspaper and you look at the news or whatever, and lots of random things are happening. And it's very difficult, almost impossible, it is impossible, from that perspective of perceptual randomness to make sense of the world. Not going to do it. But when you know where the world's being taken, you know basically who's taking us there, why, and the techniques of manipulation to take us there, suddenly randomness disappears. Because what is random to most people becomes a very clear sequence of events that is taking us in a very obvious direction towards the outcome. And so, like I say, fundamental to manipulating humanity to take this journey towards the global Orwellian state is to set the target population at war with itself. During the lockdowns, you've had this big conflict going on between people who say, we should be allowed to go out, and other people say, oh, you can't go out, you're killing people. And then right on the back of that, we have this division on the grounds of race.